Hey, it's freaking Fab. Huh? It's freaking Fab. What? It's freaking Fab. It's freaking Fab, breaking balls, takes me up the walls, talking all that shit that make you wanna get involved. Ain't no ball. Rick and Fab, no ball. Look, when you wanna talk ball, tell me who you call. I know it's Rick and Fab, got it all, ain't no ball. Look, Rick and Fab, no ball. Yeah.
Wait, is it going?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're here, that means you made it all the way through to episode 2 of the Rick and Fab show. Joining us tonight, we are unbelievably blessed to have a third mic. I know what you're all thinking. It's not Kyle Rittenhouse. We talked to K Ritty's team.
We're still working. We're still working. I think
they're giving us the runaround. They said they have some admissions stuff to deal with down at A&M. I don't know, orientation. But yeah, we got producer Mir in the house. Mir, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
Went 4-1 on your picks. Got to be feeling good.
That's a good start. I kind of just threw those together last second too. I'm like, what's the gut feeling tonight? The gut steered me in the right direction, but We're feeling great, guys. We got a great recording about to come up here, and Celtics dub. I mean, I'm just happy they won because then we get a good mood Fab.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Bro, I can't stop. I don't think I've stopped smiling since I've been in here.
Before we get into it, this podcast would not be a thing without the hard work of MAILBAG here. So got to give him another shout out. Fab and I, we were kind of just like every other white dude in their 20s. We were just, oh, dude, we should totally start a podcast. MAILBAG really was like, believed in us, believed in the product, set everything up. So can't give him enough love for that. And
just here for the ride, boys.
We appreciate you, Mir. And just wanted to give a huge shout out to like everyone who's tuned in. We've been texting all like the past 48 hours about how insane the support is. Like, got 400 views on the first episode. My mentions the whole day were just filled with people like watching, shouting us out. So love you guys. Like, Fab, you can attest. We texted like 5 times that day. Just, dude, this is insane. Dude, this is insane. Dude, this is insane.
No, dude, it actually is insane because like I ended up turning Twitter notifications off because I just always felt like I had to. It's just all the love you guys are showing, but it means the world. And
I definitely couldn't respond to everybody who like tagged us, but like seriously appreciate you, love you guys so much. It was just absolutely overwhelming. It was awesome.
It's such a weird feeling, honestly. Like this is so new, and we're learning as we go.
Yeah, we're going to the moon. You're ground floor investors here on episode 2, folks. You're going to be telling your grandchildren you were there for episode 2 of Rick and Fab No Ball. That's just the way it is.
What did Captain Ferd? He came up with a name for the fans, or what was it?
The ball gazers.
Yeah, the ball gazers.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking ball knowers, but I like ball gazers more, I think. Yeah.
Either
Captain,
one.
Shout out to Captain. He's been coming through with the memes. He's ground floor investor, just
Crushing
like the rest of them.
Yeah. Great follow, too.
Great guy. Yeah. Let's get into some ball talk. Just to make sure here, like corporate red tape, you know how it is, the higher ups. MAILBAG, you do know ball, right?
I do know ball.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not 6'7", guys. I'm only 6'3". That's why I'm stuck in the producer's chair. I'm a teeter in the line there, but I know ball.
Okay. And Fab, to confirm, you do still know ball?
Yeah. That's what everybody's saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, the story of the game tonight, I had a coach in high school. He always said over and over, basketball is a game of runs. And my senior year, we won about 4 games total, so we were usually on the wrong end of those runs. That's, I think, why he said it so much. But I was wildly impressed tonight with how the Celtics, every single run from the Warriors, every single time it looked like the Warriors were crawling back, the Celtics answered it. It went blow for blow like a heavyweight title match. And, to me, it was a game of runs tonight. Fab, let's hear your initial take as a Celtics fan. You got to be on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know where to start, man. Because most of that game we're up 10, but when you're up 10 against the Warriors, you're up 2. You're not up 10.
Yeah,
because I don't remember what quarter it was, but they won on an 8-0 run in, I think it was 32 seconds or something. Like it
that was
happens
third quarter.
so fast. It's so fast, man. And it's just like you're never comfortable unless you're up by like 30. You're just not comfortable against the Warriors.
Yeah, so that was the second quarter. They cut it to 9. There was 2 turnovers from the Celtics, and it led to a 3 from Steph and Clay, and then that Wiggins fast break dunk. And in 37 seconds, like your lead was gone.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any of the. Do you have the box score in front of you?
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. I was just looking at my notes.
Just like the normal box score. What do you need?
Yeah, I just want to know how many turnovers we had because we turned the Celtics turned the ball over still like a ton. We had some terrible turnovers.
You guys had 12 turnovers. Yeah, not great.
Okay, so I mean the magic number has been I think 13 for us. Under 13, we don't really lose. So I mean we were right there. I think we had 7 early. When we had a pretty big lead early and we had 7 turnovers.
A recurring theme for me for the game that you just kind of brought up was there was like multiple points, especially in the first half, where I was like, they should be up by way more right now.
Yeah.
Like this game should be put away. With the Warriors, you don't get too many chances to bury them. And when you do have those chances, I think you need to convert. They did that in the fourth quarter tonight, but early on, I thought they let them hang around way too much. Like just did not make it comfortable for Celtics fans at all watching that.
Yeah, I mean, you would think we were up 11 at the end of the first, and I don't think any Celtics fan really felt like we were like, damn, only 11 after that? Because it's like, I mean, Clay finally found it. I mean, we talked about benching Clay the first podcast. I know you took Clay's over, which hit by $1 billion. What was it, 18 and a half or something? He had 25.
Yeah.
Huge hit.
But to win a game when, I mean, Curry was in foul trouble, but Curry and Clay both looked like Curry and Clay, and to win that game, like I feel good.
The first quarter was encouraging, like the hot start for the Celtics, definitely, but it was more like
Jaylen Brown in the first quarter. Wow.
Jaylen Brown was going insane, absolutely nuclear, but you're like, he's not going to keep this up. Someone else is going to step up for the Celtics at some point, and the Warriors aren't going to be this bad. They started out, 3 of 14 from the field or something like that? Mm-hmm. It was bad, and so, like you said, you felt good with the 11-point win, but it wasn't like 11-point lead, but it wasn't something to celebrate because the Warriors weren't going to keep shooting that bad.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely.
And I don't even think you can put that Steph in foul trouble asterisk on this one because Kerr's like a huge, he'll ride with his guys in foul trouble in the playoffs, especially if it's one of his 3 guys, Draymond, Clay, or especially Steph. And Steph maybe missed 2 or 3 extra minutes from being in foul trouble. He picked up that one on that Marcus Smart pull-up 3. But no, Steph was still active. Steph was still involved like that. He didn't miss much time at all. That didn't take away from the win for me at all.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, after I said that, I realized he really didn't miss any of the game because of his foul trouble. And on that foul you're talking about with Marcus, I don't really think that was a foul. I think that was a smart play by Marcus. He kind of closed his arm on Steph's arm to sell the foul, but that's just a smart play by Marcus.
It wasn't a shooting foul. It was definitely a foul though.
Yeah. But yeah, Marcus had some bad turnovers today, man. And some bad spots too. I mean, we still had those brain dead turns. I thought it was over. When you give a team like that much life, man. But the way that they battled back, man, I was impressed.
When you it's very rare that the Warriors let you get away with that and let you get away with that, keeping them in the ball game. Mm-hmm. And like you said, when they cut it to do it, felt like, oh, we've seen this movie before. Celtics let them hang around too long. Warriors about to pull away. But like I said earlier, it was like a heavyweight fight to me tonight. They went bout for bout, blow for blow. Every single time the Warriors went on a mini 8-0 run or a 6-0 run, the Celtics answered with a huge bucket or two themselves. They were unfazed tonight. Yeah, like you said, it was very impressive to see them survive that third quarter onslaught and come into the fourth locked in. And that's very encouraging to see for the series going forward if I'm a Celtics fan.
So these third quarters right now, I mean, game 1, Celtics got outscored 14 in the third quarter. Game 2, 21. Tonight, outscored 8. Is it the Celtics are just collapsing out of the half, or are the Warriors just coming out absolutely hot? Because now this is a trend. This is a thing.
What happened tonight in the third quarter? I don't have the stats pulled up, but the way I don't know if this is an Ime thing, if this is an Al thing, if I don't know what it is, because Daniel Tice was doing the same shit. The way Al Horford was playing They were just putting Al Horford in the pick and roll.
I have like 5 highlighted notes about that, Fab. We talked about this last week. Yeah, continue.
Like if you're gonna play a Steph Curry pick and roll like that, then just go home because he's gonna make it every time. Al, you cannot play off like that. And then Al got pulled, came back in, and we played. I think Rob was in. Rob played it a little better because Steph didn't really. How many points did Steph have in the fourth? He couldn't. I don't think he had that many, if he scored really at all. So they cleaned that up a little bit, but we can't have that going forward. Like giving Steph Curry open threes, like I'd give if you have to give up an open dunk to fucking Kevon Looney or Otto Porter or something, fine. We cannot be giving up Steph Curry wide open threes like that, like consistently, because we're just gonna lose the series.
Yeah. Or Steph Curry 4-point plays.
I take
those two.
I take my notes like by quarter, and for the third quarter, I have my first 2 are bold strategy, leaving Steph open, and stop playing the Steph pick and roll under. Mm-hmm. Amir, you said like this is a trend like of the finals that these third quarter Warriors, like this is a trend for 7 years now. Like Steve Kerr, he does not get enough credit. He's a great halftime adjustment coach. Mm-hmm. And these past 2 games now, they've come out of halftime, and I think the main adjustment that they've made is putting Horford in these pick and rolls and emphasizing that because whether it's because he's old and slow or whether because he's just did make the adjustment with Ime, he's playing way too far off those threes, and it's letting Steph get hot. It's letting him get a feel for his shooting touch, and that's dangerous going forward for the rest of the game if you let him get hot. Mm-hmm. And I think if I'm a Celtics fan, my main concern tonight, like I'm sleeping, my head's hitting the pillow tonight very soundly if I'm a Celtics fan. You're up 2-1. What more can you ask for? Mm-hmm. The one fear I have is that man Klay Thompson found his jumper tonight, and that's scary going forward. He looked all the way back tonight.
No, he definitely did. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Wiggins looked not like he looked decent out there. What did he shot 1 for 6 from 3. I mean, we'll live with Wiggins taking the 3 ball, but he was getting to the hoop. Speaking of getting to the hoop, Tatum hates layups. He hates them. Hates them. Yeah. I don't get it. It's like he doesn't want to get to the hoop. I mean, he missed like a handful of layups. He got to the rim and he had some nice finishes tonight. But overall, I mean, like I don't know what it is with him and layups, but he misses so many gimmies at the rim. I think I don't know if he's looking for the foul too much or what's going on, but I don't know. He's got to get to the rim, and he's got to know that he can get to the rim like when he wants to, because he gets favorable matchups.
That's what was working for the Celtics tonight, and that was what was clicking for their offense and was the main difference between 2 and 3. They were getting to the rim. They were attacking the basket. That was opening up their whole offense for them. Fab, we talked about it on the last episode. They only had like 6 shots at the basket, I think the stat was, and we both said we wanted to see them get to the hoop more. Really seemed like Ime emphasized that to me because I think they had just in the first quarter alone, they had more shots at the rim than they did in the entirety of game 2. They were attacking the hoop all day. Mm-hmm. Tatum, he missed a few gimmies, but I thought he facilitated well on the attack, getting downhill like that. And I think that's the Celtics formula for success going forward.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing.
Go
ahead, Mayor.
Just saying, talk about attacking the hoop. One of my worries coming into the game for the Celtics winning this was, Big Bob Williams has looked a bit banged up in these games so far. I was worried tonight.
Spry tonight.
First quarter, it was a bit slow. I'm like, and then early in the second quarter, I don't know if you guys remember it, he cut to the paint and just slammed it home. And I'm like, all right, this guy's feeling good. Had a great game. 4 blocks, 3 steals, 10 boards, shot 4
Oh my God. Stuff in the stat sheet.
Absolutely necessary for the Celtics to win this series is Big Bob Will being not incredibly hurt. If he can play like tonight, just banged up, but like, hey, you're getting it done. That's a huge factor.
I'd even call me crazy. I'd even venture to say he got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him.
Hey, that's what people are saying.
Oh yeah, I like making his presence felt on defense, running the rims on offense, finishing lobs. The offensive rebounds for the Celtics were huge tonight, and just their bigs in general dominated their matchups. They crashed glass while they were getting to the hoop, finishing at the rim. Offensive rebounds, I think I don't have the stat in front of me, but they were killing the Warriors on the glass all night.
15-6.
Celtics. And Draymond. Yeah. From the start, from the opening tip, he was a non-factor. They had Draymond completely taken out of that game. If the Celtics bigs are winning their matchups like that and they're dominating the glass and they're making Draymond a non-factor, this could get to be a short series, especially if the Celtics win the next one. Celtics bigs dominating like that, that's very encouraging to see.
Yeah, I like that you brought up Rob Williams too in the first, because I think he came out with like 10 minutes left. Like he came out quick in the first quarter, and I was like, oh boy, like are we not going to have Rob like at all tonight? But he came back and he looked pretty good out there. I mean, he's still out on the perimeter. He's still flying by guys, but around the rim, I mean, like he looked pretty good. He looked good. He was grabbing rebounds.
Yeah.
Like I loved what I saw from Rob tonight.
Every facet of the game, he is making his presence felt tonight. It was very encouraging to see if you're a Celtics fan.
Definitely.
Yeah. I love
that's to me is the key going forward. Is they keep attacking the rim. Tatum and Brown keep finishing at the rim, playing downhill, and the bigs got to keep dominating their matchups. Because when those two things are clicking for the Celtics offense, that opens up everything else. That opens up their quality looks from deep. That's when their offense really gets going.
It was really like, I feel like nobody. I mean, Jalen's obviously like the Robin to Tatum's Batman or whatever. But like, I feel like
I don't know. We'll see who has the Finals MVP trophy at the end of this.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Me included. Like, I feel like we don't give Jalen enough love, but he's been really like setting the tone for the Celtics early, and like giving them a lead to like feel comfortable with. So I mean, if he can keep doing that, coming out early, hitting shots, I mean, we're in a good position. But
yeah,
still a lot of work to do.
They gotta keep playing it like tonight. Where I mean, I'm saying it over and over, but that was the theme for me tonight. Was they got to keep answering these Warriors run. They can't play into the Warriors game where they go on a run and the team gets demoralized and quits. The Celtics got to keep answering runs with a run of their own.
Mm-hmm. It's a series of weathering storms. It's how good
Absolutely.
How are we going to weather their
taking it on the chin and going back out there the next round.
They're coming. The storms are coming. There's no avoiding that. You just got to weather it.
Yeah, I mean, a billion times tonight it felt like the Warriors are going to take over. Steph and Clay were both clicking. They had their own little personal 8-0 run. Steph in the third quarter was just, abusing Horford in the pick and roll, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
This third quarter, the Celtics were really getting away from what was working for them, which was like we said, getting to the rim, attacking, playing downhill. And that's when they really started to turn the ball over more. So I don't know.
We can move on soon, but before we move on, I just want to talk about the flagrant. Personally,
I think
I didn't love the call, but I understood it. The reason that I didn't love it, like I obviously understand the call. You got to give him landing space. Curry was moving he was like running forward when he took it. So like, how much landing space is he entitled to? You know what I'm saying? If he's like running towards the basket because he's capable of making that shot, he's a sick fuck. He's Steph Curry. But I didn't think Al Horford got necessarily into his landing space from where he shot the ball because of how much he moved forward as he shot it. You know what I'm saying? Because he takes those, like that's a normal shot for Steph Curry, like running forward, like quick pull up at 0.2 seconds. But I understood the call, just the way that it played out. And then another thing I had never seen before, the 2 free throws to get 1, where you get like 2. I had never seen that before in my life. That was kind of weird.
I really didn't have a problem with the flagrant call. That's been a thing since Zaza took out Kawhi from the playoffs in like 2016. That was crucial to the Warriors run. The Spurs had a really good team. I think that's more so on Al Horford. You just got to be smart enough not to do that. I think, we've seen a lot of injuries from that call. I'm a fan of the fact that the NBA has been cracking down on it. I don't think he was like, let me go hurt Curry. Maybe he thought, I'm gonna get him here regardless.
But he knows better
a little bit. Yeah. You just got to
know.
Al
Horford's a guy who knows better.
It's one of those, you can't put yourself in that position for the refs to make the call in the first place. Yeah, especially like those are the plays that swing momentum when you're playing the Warriors. Those 4-point plays, that's what like takes the air out of your sails when Curry gets going like that, and like it silences the crowd. You just can't put yourself in that position. You can't play into the Warriors' hand like that, and you can't give them those chances to make a run.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't pissed about it in the moment, because what it boils down to is if Al Horford is playing the screen like he should be and he's up on the screen, then Steph Curry's never even attempting the shot, and we're not in that position. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that quick because I know that's going to be probably fucking everywhere tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, this Celtics blueprint for success is what we saw in the second quarter. I saw a stat. There was like 5 minutes left in the second quarter. They had 15 assists on 21 made baskets, and the Warriors only had 6 assists at that point. And then at that point is when Tatum took over for a little like 8-0 run. I think that's exactly what the Celtics do going forward. You let Tatum get his when he's hot. You keep moving the ball. You keep getting those open looks off your assists, and you keep, turning the Warriors over when you can.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I'm excited, man. I mean, what is it? What's today? Friday's game 4, right? Is it Friday?
Yeah, I think so. They're gonna hold out
Saturday?
I don't know. There's no Saturday finals.
No, yeah, it's
I know
tomorrow.
That for a fact.
It's tomorrow.
That's
another beautiful 9 p.m. start.
At least it's on a Friday, though. Yeah, bro. The way that they're doing these tip-offs, it doesn't make any sense as far as like getting the
9
most
p.m. on an
viewership.
Eastern time zone, or later than Western, or
it's backwards.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Western California time, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I can't. I was Pacific time zone.
Oh, Pacific time. Yeah.
I was blanking on that too.
The NBA does so much right, but like they just can't get scheduling. It's just the one thing they can't get scheduling.
Doesn't make sense, man. Because I mean, so many people that just aren't going to stay up for a 9 o'clock tip game in the East. But
that's why we're built different. We stay up for the game in the East and then record this podcast. I mean, Rick's not technically East, but he's close enough.
Listen, we're one episode. We're fucking. We're battle tested.
Wait, what did you just say?
Wait, are you not? Are you Eastern time zone?
I am East. Yeah, I'm Eastern time zone. I swear to God.
I thought you were Central. Wait, no,
it's really weird how Indiana splits it up.
Wait.
Like I'm not. There's parts of Indiana that are west of me that are east of me that are on Central time zone, but I'm on Eastern time zone. Southern Indiana is on Eastern time zone. It makes no sense.
Oh yeah, it's like most of Indiana actually.
It is just past midnight where I'm at.
All right.
Yeah, I really thought you were fucking.
But I am a Central time zone truther. I grew up Central time zone. You can't beat Central time zone. Noon kickoff. A good clean noon kickoff for football games on Sunday. Good clean 7:30 kickoff for Sunday night football. You can't beat it.
That's what's weird to me is on Pacific time. What's kickoff 11 or 10? I think that's
10 a.m.
Weird.
10 a.m.
That's weird as fuck.
Yeah, no,
that's weird as fuck, man.
I was out there for the Bills Niners game a few years ago. I didn't go to the game, but I went to a Packers bar out there, and it was like 10 a.m. I'm like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I like drinking before the games in the mornings. It's usually like tailgating. I'm not ready to watch the game right now.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts on game 3, guys? I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah.
No,
I hit all my points, I think.
I don't have a whole lot of thoughts in my brain right now. I'm just happy.
Just pure joy, yeah.
I'm just happy.
I had a lot of thoughts personally. As a knower of ball, that game was just it made me giddy. That it was just such high level basketball on both sides. The ball movement, the runs they both went on, the shot making, just the team, the defense, the switching. This is just a great series. These teams, like we said, mirror images of each other. I'm excited for the next 4 games because I do think it's going 7.
That's why I really like talking to you guys about this shit because obviously, as you know, when you're watching your team versus teams you don't care about, it's totally different. I'm sitting there my this is a weird thing I do actually. I didn't plan on bringing this up, but the where I watch the game, I lay in my bed and I have my right leg up and my entire right leg is bruised like crazy because when something good happens, I just fucking wail on my right leg for some reason. So my right leg is real beat up right now. But the way I watch the game when it's the Celtics, it's totally different. So
I watch big Bulls or Bears game. There haven't been too many of those lately, but games I have big money on. I'm a big watch with my whole body guy. I got to get on all fours in front of the TV. I got to be running around. I really put my heart and soul on the line when I'm, watching games like that.
I don't think I speak a single word during a Bills game. I make noises, but I don't think any words come out.
I have to warn people. I'm just a nightmare to watch Bears games with. I just scream. Yeah. It's miserable for everyone around me.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is like occasionally I watch the games like in the living room with my family, but it's not fun for me because I can't like say the things I want to say because I'm just constantly fucking mumbling like the most hateful things anybody could ever think of about like Draymond and like when I'm it's
you don't want your parents hearing your N'Keal Harry takes.
Yeah. exactly. No, yeah, I'm ready to move on. We got a lot to talk about.
Well, real quick before we move on from game 3, we got to review our picks. Any chance we got the graphic up here or nah? Do we want to just tell everyone our records?
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick. I won't pull it up on the screen, but I'll pull it up via Twitter. All right, so
I know
Fab,
I lost.
So you pushed that
so we're
quarter.
we're doing 5 picks for every game the rest of the finals. We're not going to track like units or anything, just like take a -110, -120 prop type deal. The worst record at the end of the finals, making 5 picks tonight, is going to do some sort of punishment. If you the listeners, the ball gazers or grazers or whatever, if you guys out there have ideas for punishments, hit us up, tweet it at us. Right now, our idea is have somebody run a 5K and just stream it on Periscope on the Twitter account, the whole 5K, which that would just be a nightmare for me. My lungs do not have distance running in them, to say the least.
The last 5K I ran was in a blizzard and I had COVID, so I'd kind of welcome like a normal one.
I think I remember that. Did you
for the
picture and you had snow? Like
my mustache was really long and it was literally frozen. My eyebrows were frozen. It was I was running down the path and there were snowmobiles going by me as I'm running this 5K.
That's awesome.
That's what you gotta do.
So I lost tonight. I went 2-2-1.
And what were your picks?
So the picks that hit, I had Celtics by 3.5, and then Grant Williams over 5.5 points that hit, and then I had Celtics to win the second quarter -1 that pushed, and then Tatum's over 27.5 didn't hit, and then Al Horford, I had over 8.5 rebounds. He finished with 8, so that was a bad beat.
Oh, that's brutal.
That's tough. That's tough.
So I had a real heartbreaking fourth quarter for my picks. I texted you guys late in the third when the Warriors had taken the lead. All my player props had already hit by the third quarter, not to brag. And everything else looked untracked. I said, I'm dangerously close to sweeping the board, to which Fab replied, I'm dangerously close to offing myself, which, fair, given the trajectory of the game at that point. Yeah. But I had Warriors over 105.5, which shout out to them for not scoring more than 11 points in the fourth quarter. That was just awesome, guys.
Tough.
Warriors plus 3.5. Again, the aforementioned not scoring in the fourth quarter really did me dirty on that cover. But then we had Warriors third quarter money line, which, I mean, we talk over and over about the third quarter Warriors. Why would you not slam that? It was like plus 100. Felt a Clay bounce back game. Got to play Clay bounce back game over 18 or 19.5, whatever it was. Bang. And Al Horford points over that hit pretty early on as well. So 3-2 start. Nipping MereKat at the ankles right here. Tailing him by 1 pick, but
we had a good one.
Not on marathon watch at the moment right now. So that's
not
good.
On marathon watch. Thank God. Right now, the 4-1 start. I mean, we hit the Celtics minus 3.5. I just had to ride with the Celtics tonight. I had to take the over. The money was like, there was no real like public money indicators, which in the playoffs I love to like fade the public on totals. Tonight it was kind of even. I'm like, let's go for points. We got enough points to cash that at 213. Tatum over 3.5 threes is the loser tonight. He went 3 for 9. We're still happy with his performance because he led the Celtics to the minus 3.5 win. Yep. Clay over 2.5 threes. Rick was all over Clay overs too. That felt way too easy. And then Big Bob Williams over 12.5 PRA. Easy. Just a ridiculously low number. That's what made me really worried he was going to be banged up tonight.
Yeah. And that's why the minutes he played, I'm very curious because I think he played 14 minutes last game. I don't know how many he played tonight, but it was well over 14. So I'm very curious to see how he comes out in game 4. after playing that many minutes.
Tonight he played 26 minutes and he led both teams with a plus 21.
Woo!
Just a presence, absolute court presence.
And you see it too. You see it when they're around the hoop. You can just like so many missed layups just when Rob's out there. Not even when he's blocking shots. Just him being on the court is such a big difference. But yeah,
there was in the third quarter. There was like, or maybe it was the fourth. Steph had hit like 2 threes, and then he was taking it to the rim. He was about to do a signature floater, and you're like, oh, here comes the Steph Curry one, and Rob just literally volleyball spiked that floater out of the air.
I was certain that was a goal
really
at
took.
First,
it looked like it, but that really took the wind out of the Warriors' sails. It felt like.
No, that was an unbelievable play.
Yeah, I think that we're good for game 3. You guys got anything else?
I'm ready to move. We got some good shit to talk about.
Yeah. So we got our first ad read.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's right. We already got a sponsor, folks. So you might not be able to believe this, but yeah, sponsored. Wait. I got a text from MAILBAG. Is he telling me?
Oh no, it was just no. That it's not about the sponsor.
Oh okay.
Okay, I see.
So this episode of the Rick and Fab podcast is this episode of Rick and Fab No Ball is brought to you by the good people over at Lockheed Martin. That's right, folks. Whether it's your offensive or defensive needs in the military industrial complex, Lockheed Martin's got you covered. Missiles, armor, vests, ammunition, drones, whatever you need, the good people at Lockheed Martin got you covered. Use promo code Rick and Fab for 25% off your first drone strike. That's right, folks, 25% off. Can't turn down a deal like that, right, guys?
You can't.
And Fab, you're an avid,
literally millions.
Fab, you're an avid consumer of Lockheed Martin content, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. No, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always use the promo code too.
Yeah. So promo code Rick and Fab. That's RICKANDFAB. No spaces. No spaces at all. Lockheed Martin, 25% off. Thank you. We love our sponsors.
Thank you, Lockheed
Yes.
Martin.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
So let's talk some LIV golf. Is that what we have next on the deck?
Is it LIV or is it? I'm calling it Live. I don't
Live.
know.
Let's go Live golf. I like Live.
So
we are coming out, and we got to be the first ones to do this. We are the first Pro-LIV golf podcast. Boycott the PGA. I won't stand for them. I'm not going to watch that Mickey Mouse tour any longer. I'm a Live guy.
The thing about golf too is it's played with a ball. And the thing about us is we know balls.
We would be frauds if we didn't know golf balls.
Right.
Those dimpled little fucks.
So we got a shotgun start tomorrow. Can someone tell me does anyone know what a shotgun start is?
No.
I always pretend I know what one is when people talk about it.
So,
I'm gonna look it up.
Here was my thing with Live Golf that I just found out today. So I assume the reason that these Saudi Arabians or whatever, I assume the reason that they were throwing like these big bags at these guys is like they had to go get holed up in Saudi Arabia. Like I assumed like, oh, we'll throw this bag at you, but you got to come play all your golf in Saudi Arabia.
That's what I thought.
No, there's like tournaments in Chicago. There's like something in Massachusetts. Like,
yeah.
Why would you not join this league?
That with the money they're offering, I'm pretty sure it's a $25 million prize for whoever wins.
If you're last place, these
guys have unlimited money.
So first off, you get the bag just to sign with them. Like some of these guys are getting 9-figure bags just to leave the PGA. Then if you get last place in a tournament, you get like $120K. Yeah. And I'm seeing all these like golf hardos and like PGA hardos. They're on Twitter like, these guys aren't doing it for the game. They're doing it for the greed. Like, yeah. What's the problem with that? Like,
money's sick.
They're doing it to get more money. That's the point of any job, isn't it? Like,
I think I saw Bryson, his deal with them. He's now just his deal alone is more than Tiger's career earnings in the PGA.
Yes.
Just for Live Golf. Like,
I saw Tiger got an offer in the high 9 figures that he turned down. Like, I'm a Live guy. Like, you're just throwing money at athletes, and why would you not take it?
$750 million, Tiger.
If I was a golfer, I would absolutely take that money.
Did you guys look at all of, like, the team names? Some of these team names are fucking wild.
Oh, I already picked my favorite team, I think, based
Who do
off
we
of
got?
the name. I don't know if I can
teams?
say it. It sounds like a slur.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say.
The Niblix?
The Niblix, and also the what is it? The cliques or something?
Yeah, like these made
That's
up
a slur.
words.
That has to be a slur. There's no way the clique is not a slur for something. Like, what? So the teams, the teams kind of confuses me, because I don't know if it's like the teams are only for this tournament that's happening, and then they're going to switch them up, or if the teams like stay for like.
I don't even know
seasons.
I didn't even know you had teams in golf.
Yeah, there's teams. Yeah,
because it's a shotgun start, 4-man teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
let me explain.
Shotgun start, is that like a Saudi Arabian form of punishment? Or...
So I just looked it up. It's your 4-man teams, but every team starts at the same time on different holes. So team 1's on hole 1, team 2's on hole 2. So it's everybody starts and finishes at the same time. Everyone's simultaneously playing, and it is started by the shooting of a shotgun. Now, will they be shooting a human with it? I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say, because in my head,
started by a traditional Saudi Arabian trial.
Shotgun start in my head is just like a normal golf tournament, but like the first tee shot is started by like a
that's like what a shotgun. It is.
But also, I just had the thought that imagine if like they had like everybody tee off at the same exact time, like on the same hole, and every like lined up like on the tee box, you know what I'm saying, and everybody swung at the same exact time. That would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Fix golf on this podcast.
I think that's like Mario Golf right there.
Wait, what team did you say you like, Mir? Because I feel like we all have to pick a team to stand.
I'm gonna stand the Majestics because it has my boy Lee Westwood on them, and he's not even the captain. Ian Poulter is the captain of that team right there, and I think they have a woman. Or is this a man? Oh, no, it's just a man. There's no way the Saudis would have a woman.
Why did you sound so surprised there?
Because we're talking about the Saudis here. It's Laurie Cantor. I'm assuming that's just a man named Laurie.
I'm thinking I'm going to buy all the way in with the Smash GC.
Okay.
I was thinking Torque personally.
I love that.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too. You wait, I was gonna pick the Dustin Johnson's team just because he seems like a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Smash, the logo is pretty cool. Some of these logos are kind of ass, honestly. I don't know who the fuck threw these together.
Of them are
bad. Yeah, all their payroll expenses went to buying the golfers. They didn't have much left over for marketing.
That's true.
The Fireballs is literally a clip art baseball wearing sunglasses. Like it's ridiculous. Like the punch is the Anus podcast logo. Like I don't know what's going on here.
I really like the Stinger, like the one singular. It's not Stingers, it's Stinger. It's just Stinger, just one Stinger. We got the punch, the aces. The cliques. What the fuck is a clique?
What's a clique? What's a niblick? What's a anything? Like torque? Like I know what torque is. When I think of torque, I think of like a truck. I think it's like pulling power or something like that.
Ford Tough.
Yeah, Ford Tough. This podcast is sponsored by Ford F-150. Only Ford F-150, not Ford as a whole. But
we don't stand for electric vehicles.
No, not at all. But I don't get what torque does in a golf club. Torque is like a wheel turning power or something like that. Like right. I think it's one of those made up things in golf where it's like, this club's got different torque, and it's kind of like placebo effect. You're like, oh yeah, my torque was off. Now I can hit this better.
Right.
Maybe all the golfers on the team when they're playing, they're fully torqued.
That could be it. That could be part of the shotgun start.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and they're all torqued. No, but yeah, we're gonna be fucking tuned all the way in for the shotgun.
Listen, NBA offseason is fast approaching. We're gonna need something to cover. There's obviously a hole in the live golf market. So Rick and Fab No Ball, we're gonna take over live. The Saudis are gonna be flying us out before you know it. And I mean, if you want to take like the moral high ground to this tournament, like there's so much shit you gotta stop using if that's the road you want to take. Like they own Twitter, they own like probably every company we use. Like these guys are taking $1 billion to go play golf, and it's really not going to impact their lives at all. So if you're hating,
it's quite.
what are you going to do?
It's quite the arbitrary line there, because like, I mean, if you're
Exactly.
anti-live golf but you're watching NFL, I mean, and all the other, like, I mean,
it's just the most golf hardo move ever to be like mad at these guys for accepting $1 billion and then like to pretend it's because it's for the Saudis when like that's not the real reason you're upset.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
No.
So yeah, Rick and Fab no ball, Rick and Fab no live. We're the premier live golf podcast, so look forward to coverage from that coming soon. Fab, you said they're having a tournament in Massachusetts. You go to that. I saw they're having one in Chicago. I'm down to head out to that one. So we might have some boots. We might have some boots on the ground here at Live.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if our sponsors can get us there.
Yeah, I'm sure Lockheed Martin and the Saudi Arabian government have I'm sure they're like that. So
I'll reach out to the people at F-150 too.
We'll see if Rittenhouse wants to come along. Yeah, we'll have a grand old time.
Roll smash, baby.
Fit in like a bunch of chameleons out there, baby. So yeah,
we going. We doing it. We going. You see it up there?
Oh yes, the weekly got that dog in him award.
Who's got that dog in him?
That dog in him.
So the last got that dog in him award, I think it was to Draymond. It was somebody in the basketball game.
No, it was Gary Payton.
It was Gary Payton. Gave some great minutes last game. We're going a different avenue. I think MereKat. MereKat, do you have the video?
Let's roll the tape.
Yeah. So this got that dog in him award goes to this orangutan right here. So that wasn't even the full video. You missed like the hand tug and everything.
We clipped it down a bit, but I mean, just right in the start, the guy goes to kick it, and the thing deflects immediately. That orangutan was out for blood.
Just an outstanding understanding of leverage from that orangutan. You would be a phenomenal left tackle the way low man wins, but every single second of that video, he was either clamped to that guy or he was clamped to his cage, and just sheer strength. That was just one of the most terrifying videos I've ever seen. That guy was screaming like he was about to be murdered, and there was a cage separating them. And there was a Twitter question a while ago, like, would you rather fight an orangutan once a year, but you have a sword, or like?
No, the orangutan has the sword. Yeah, the orangutan has the sword.
Oh yeah, you're not.
Or chicken every time you go.
Orangutans are terrifying. That video led me down an orangutan hole.
Mm-hmm. The noise they make, they're like howl, and oh my god, they're terrifying.
I saw a fact today that they're known to hire hitmen within the orangutans. Like they'll pay an orangutan in like
some berries,
nutrients, sustenance, maybe sexual favors. I don't know, but another orangutan will take out like great hand speed from the orangutan. Great, power behind those hands. I mean, that guy could be a left tackle on any NFL team, and that's just not a subspecies you want to fuck with right there.
Dude, and the thing about that orangutan is he was in a chill mood. Like he was just kind of showing what he was capable. Like he wasn't really like he wasn't like trying to inflict any damage, because he could have. I mean, he could have pulled that guy through the fence and made fucking grated cheese out of him, like pulled him through. It would have been he would have came through in like squares, just like the fence was showing. And the thing about that hypothetical also is, I think in the hypothetical the orangutan had the sword, but even if you have the sword and you're fighting an orangutan, one false move and the orangutan has the sword. He's taking it from you. Like I don't even know if a sword could like inflict damage on an orangutan. Those things are fucking insane.
Oh, the orangutan would swat it out of your hands before you even knew what happened.
Like you wouldn't stand a chance.
Like
an orangutan with the sword.
Prime Charles Tillman. Charles Tillman, you peanut punch it out of your ass.
Mm-hmm. Just the way he picks the guy up against the cage.
Oh, he was just toying with him.
That was terrifying. He has his one leg wrapped around him with both arms. He's like, "Hey, look at what I can do!" Like you could
just leverage, just pure leverage.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna hold you here on this fucking fence. But the beginning of the video, what wasn't shown is the orangutan reaches out, grabs his shirt. For some reason, the guy is like, he's like trying to like pull the shirt. I would have just take the shirt off.
Zero situational awareness from that guy.
Yeah,
that is now the orangutan shirt.
But yeah, that orangutan, like without a doubt, he's got that fucking dog in him.
He's got that dog in him.
That goes without saying after watching that clip.
This video too, I now know that orangutan doesn't have a G at the end of it. My whole life, I thought it was orangutan. Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I think there was like an old drink or something like that.
The public school system failed you.
The public school system failed me. It took a orangutan assaulting a man in a foreign zoo of some sorts to teach me how to spell it. So thank you to that gentleman for his sacrifice. I'm only assuming he did not survive. That's why the video is cut off.
It blows my mind that you would even get that close. Like I'm not a zoo guy whatsoever, and when the few times that I do go to a zoo, I really like keep my distance. Like I cannot imagine getting that close to an ape like that size that's capable. Dude, I don't know if there was a video or it might have been on the Tro Withers pod, but they were talking. There was a guy who was explaining an experience where an orangutan just pulled a guy's bicep, just like kind of pinched it and just fucking pulled it off of his arm. Like not even trying. Like that. Yeah. The shit that they're capable of is insane.
Do you remember the shit when we were kids that one lady had her like face ripped off by a chimpanzee? Like not even that big. Like just ripped her face off. Like
I don't care where I'm at. If it's at the zoo, if it's out in the wild, whatever. If I see a primate, I'm going home. I'm going in the other direction. Call it a day. I'm out of there.
I can't imagine thinking that you could like survive like a one-on-one situation with really any kind of primate like that. Like that's just what they're capable of is just be way beyond us, even with a weapon.
Yeah, crazy. Planet of the Apes, a scary movie. I know you don't see a lot of movies, Fab, but have you seen Planet of the Apes?
I've actually seen one of them. Yeah,
it's scary shit.
Yeah. It really is.
And now we have monkeypox. Oh fuck!
Listen, that's the pandemic nobody's talking about.
It's the monkey takeover.
The monkeypox takeover. Yeah, we're fucked.
So
they got that dog in them, man.
They got that dog in them.
I'm convinced every like monkey like that's got that dog in them. Every human, I'd say, what percentage of humans would you say have that dog in them? Like as an entire
us as knowers of ball, it's implied that we have that dog in us.
True. Of course. All right, so 3.
So there's 3 right there.
There's 3 right there. Okay, how many people are there?
Oprah Winfrey
That's a
has
big
that
question.
dog in her.
How many people are there? I don't
Martha
know.
Stewart.
So that's 5.
Alonzo Mourning.
6.
George W. Bush.
7. Gary Payton. He's
Gary
got that dog
Payton,
in him.
the second, inaugural winner of the award.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban.
Yep.
Noted Hoosier.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis. Yes, absolutely.
That's 10 right
absolutely.
There. That's 10 right there.
What's the name of the guy that founded Firefest?
Oh fuck.
What about the guy who sucked the dick for water at Firefest?
Got that dog in him.
He's got dog in him.
That's 12. That's
Billy
12 right
Billy McFarland.
Mm-hmm. That's 13. Who else? Big Tasty's got that dog in him. That's 14.
Big Tasty. Great call.
Mm-hmm. Who else got that dog in him? Would you say like
Mike Singletary?
Yep. Would you say a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer's got that dog in him?
Pause.
He's got that demon in him. Which he's got some dog in him. You got to have some.
He's definitely got some dog in him.
There's some dog in there.
There's definitely some dog in Jeffrey Dahmer.
Matthew
Matthew McConaughey. He's got that dog in him. I'm gonna say like it has to be under 10%. Was that fair? Under 10% of humans.
I would even venture to say 5.
5? Under 5?
See,
probably
are we
five.
counting people that have that dog in them but still haven't tapped into the dog potential? It's just waiting to be born, like they have it in them, but
it's
not
a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope,
Mm-hmm.
Mere.
Like they got the dog in them. They don't got that dog in them.
To me, the dog scale is binary. You either have it or you don't. You don't.
Okay,
that's fair. You don't grow into a dog. You're
born. You're born with the dog in you.
Yeah, it's not something you can teach for sure.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about?
I'd say sub 10%.
And if it was easy, everybody would have that dog in them. So
right,
just like knowing ball and hosting a podcast about knowing ball. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yep.
What about like people that are into like bestiality that quite literally have that dog in them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, in them.
Are we counting them? Because that's a. I'd say that's probably about 5% of people. So that if we're counting them, let's bump it up to 10.
You think?
Yeah.
You think 5% of people?
I'd say around 5% of people are into like bestiality type shit, and then quite literally have that dog in them. You know,
5%?
Maybe.
How many people are there?
That seems aggressive. I don't know what Cruz Fab is hanging out with, but that seems like an aggressively high number to me.
No, actually, yeah, I'm way overestimating.
I don't know if there's something he wants to tell us or
that would
be he's hanging out with, but yeah,
realistically,
500 million people, maybe. Actually, I don't know.
All right, I'd say 2% of people are into bestiality.
These are the things you want to know about a guy before you start a podcast with him. Jesus.
For the record, I got that dog in me. I do not have that dog.
I have the metaphorical dog.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Jesus.
This went off the rails very quickly. Okay, so
we gotta
what's
take this
next on the
away.
docket? What's next on the docket?
Yeah, what do we got?
Fab, what's in the cup?
We got some Tito's, no free ads, just vodka and Blue Powerade.
Is that what
no more Miles
Bridges had in his cup?
I finished. I finished off my pink lemonade.
So part-time NBA player, full-time rapper Miles Bridges posted an IG story with a joint and double cup of styrofoam with some identified pinkish, purplish liquid in it. It looked like pink lemonade to me. I don't know what you guys are going. I don't know what this caption is from MereKat, but it looked like a nice, honest Minute Maid pink lemonade to me.
It looked really innocent, that's for sure. Because there's nobody as innocent and just respectful to the standards of an NBA player publicly than Miles Bridges.
To me, this, dare I say, Miles Bridges has that dog in him. Even though
he's got the dog in him.
He is a part-time NBA player and a full-time rapper.
I mean, does anyone really like? I mean, I know it was a big story. Everyone's talking about it, but does anybody really give a shit?
No.
Like, is there any reason to give a shit? Because, like, I mean, I don't know.
Dude, the whole league was on cocaine in the 80s. Like,
right.
Yeah.
If you want to get on your high horse about this, you don't know ball.
And especially people, I saw a lot of tweets like, "Oh, Michael Jordan, when he sees this, he's gonna." Has anybody? If you're saying that, you don't know nothing about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, who was in the casino.
Jordan's the biggest degenerate
Michael Jordan's
ever seen.
If Michael Jordan was like in the social media era, he would be like less than half as popular as he was.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So that commentary really didn't make any sense. And I
imagine you see an IG story of Michael Jordan at the blackjack table at 4 a.m. before a finals game, like
right. The only people who are mad about this are like Hornets beat writers that are over the age of 50 years old.
Yeah, right. And how long did he have that story up for, anyways? Because I didn't.
It had to be less than 10 minutes.
Did he even take it down?
He did.
He took it down, yeah.
And then he tweeted pink lemonade, and then he deleted that pretty quickly as well.
It spawned some incredible tweets, though. Some incredible tweets.
People are just so quick. Like, do you guys see John Morant's like Instagram Live when he's just like having a time walking around, just sipping out the bottle? Like,
yeah, no fucks.
everyone's like freaking. It's like, bro, they're people like treat athletes like they're not like just human beings. Like they're in the off season, bro. Like what the fuck do you expect them to do,
He's
man?
a kid in the off season during summer with a ton of money and like let him live his life.
If he's not sipping tequila straight out of the bottle, then he's probably a weirdo. Like that's what they're gonna do, man.
And these like personalities and drama and storylines, like that's what makes the NBA the NBA. That's what makes it entertaining as fuck year round, whether it's in season or off season.
No, absolutely, yeah. I totally agree. And there was another one too. I saw a tweet. It was like, oh, look at NBA players in the offseason. It was a screenshot of Miles Bridges double cup in the joint, John Morant sipping out the bottle. It was, I forget who the third one was, but it's like, dude, like what do you expect them to do like in their offseason? Like they're going out, they're getting fucked up.
Personally, I can't relate because podcasting is a year-round endeavor. There is no off season in the podcasting game. That's why I stay sober. But yeah, I hope John Morant and whoever, Michael Bridges or whatever, I hope they have fun.
I hope
partying.
they find
God. Hope they find God because I'm out here dedicated to the game, married to the podcasting grind.
No, I couldn't agree more. Yep.
Yeah.
We got anything else? We want to get into Jamarcus a little bit?
Yeah. So speaking of pink lemonade, this Players Tribune article that dropped on Jamarcus Russell was, I mean, just absolutely nuts. Like opened up a totally different perspective on the guy. Like he was getting just like clowned on daily in the national media while going through some like really tough shit. But what really stuck out to me was, I mean, opening sentence, first time I drank some codeine, I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
And he's saying like he was just playing pickup football at the park. Like apparently like everyone in Mobile, Alabama does. Like you just show up at the park and you play football all day. Went to grab a drink from the cooler and like accidentally took some codeine, like knocked himself for the day. I mean, at 14, that's just nuts.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to talk about like the NFL, they're handing out painkillers left and right. Nobody cares. Nobody says a thing. Those never really worked for him. So he was like still sipping lean. And at one point, he literally showed up to class with a cup poured full of it. He got like snitched on and had to miss a bowl game. But I mean, that's just absolutely nuts. He's showing up to your lecture as the number one quarterback in the nation, number one player in the nation. And wow.
What year was that? What years was he at LSU? Because I remember it, but it feels like
he was drafted in 2004, wasn't he? Was he in the Calvin Johnson?
Was it that long ago?
No, he was drafted in like 2007, I think. Or
no, 2007 sounds right.
2007.
Jamarcus Russell. Oh, you guys,
definitely in the Calvin Johnson class.
It says he has 3 years of college stats. So 04, 05, 06, he played in college.
07 NFL, 07 NFL draft. Calvin Johnson went second. Joe Thomas went third. AP went seventh.
And he was first.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what?
Before they like had the limits on rookie contracts. Remember that the old days when the team?
Oh, he made a billion.
Like the Sam Bradfords and Jamarcus Russells just making
Al Davis just backed up a fleet full of Brinks trucks at the Jamarcus Russell household.
A Brinks aircraft.
And, yeah. And that apparently that's like another thing that made it super tough on Jamarcus is like none of his coaches wanted him. It was a unilateral Al Davis move, and like they pretty much set him up for failure from the jump.
Yeah. The one line too, you just kind of alluded to like the money and fucking him up, but like the one line I took away, like that I remembered, was just him when they were telling him like, hey, if you leave school this year instead of finishing college, like you'll be the first overall pick, you're gonna make millions.
Yeah.
And he's like, millions, and he called his mom and said, motherfuck school, mama. And that was the direct line. So like,
and like
that's what's
the way it read was like he said it in the article, like, I wasn't concerned about any of the hype or anything. I just showed up and played football. Like, somebody told him he was going to go first overall, and he had, like, no sense of that. Like, he had no idea, like, oh, I could go in the draft right now. Like, he was literally just showing up and playing ball.
Yeah.
So he lasted what? So it's 3 years on the Raiders?
Seasons. He only played, like,
3 seasons.
I don't think he played as a rookie. And then his second year, he was, like, pretty good. not like good, but like decent. And I think he was just like a shit show, like his final season in the league.
Yeah, he said like within months of each other, like 3 uncles that he really looked up to, 2 of them passed away, and then one had like a mental breakdown that really weighed on him.
It was like scary.
Went through like fought some demons from that, and then got into a spat with like his quarterback coach, and just never played another snap in the NFL again after that argument.
Yeah, so in 2008, he started 15 games, threw for 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and then the following year, 2009, he started 12 games. He started 9 games. He threw 3 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, and that was his last year.
Yeah, and then he didn't play as a rookie, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his rookie year, he started 1 game, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Listen, I think it was Kevin Harlan. I think it was on the call. File this under things you did not want to see the light of day. Oh dear, it was a tough look for Harlan. Like, it was a clip of Jamarcus Russell courtside, and like he was like, "Oh, I was just trying to bring one of my boys to the game," and they got like a zoom in on national TV of him on TNT, and they're like, "Oh, if only he had spent as much time in the film room as a jewelry store." It was just like Stephen A's calling him a fat slob on national TV. Like,
yeah, tough.
It's unreal what this guy went through. This article really opened my eyes as somebody who is a little too young to like remember the saga fully. Like, man, that dude went through the ringer. And like, it really seemed like he had like a positive attitude towards it. He was like, "Hey man, I got generational wealth for my family. I made it out of the projects." Like, I don't know. Good for him. I'm glad to see like he rebounded from it. He's got a good perspective on it. It seems like he really beat those demons he was fighting, but that was just a wild article to read.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we were just talking about with Miles Bridges and John Moran, is like the way we look at athletes, or not like the general public will look at athletes is like they're not like human beings. Like when they're not at work, like the way that people criticize athletes when they're not like playing, you know what I mean? Like off the court, off the field. It's like they're humans too. So like I texted the group chat before this, we were talking about it, like Jamarcus Russell, like Jamarcus Russell's been getting clowned on for years and years now, just looking back at it. But it's like to see him like come out with his story and what he was actually going through, it really opens your eyes. So like, it kind of reminds you that like these athletes, and like doesn't matter if you're the first overall pick or what you are, like they're they're real people, man. Like they go through the same shit. They're struggling. Oh, that's an AirPod. But yeah, it's fucking wild. It really opens your eyes, like reading something like that. I would recommend, if you haven't read his Players Tribune article, to go read it.
Yeah, it was really good, and that you guys covered everything. Like, it was sad. It made you feel for him, made you understand his situation, but like it ended on a positive note. He's in super high spirits. He believes in himself. He's living a good life right now, despite everything he's been through, just like in his personal life, outside of everything with the NFL, and then throw on the troubles in the NFL, and that being over a decade of an absolute, mockery among people, just constant butt of jokes and all that. And it makes you feel for him. I won't be making any more Jamarcus Russell jokes anytime soon. I'll forget about this article eventually and probably like pull something here or there. But for now, Jamarcus, shout out to you. You got some dog in you.
He's got that dog in him. Jamarcus has got some
dog.
He's got dog in him, man, for sure. There's no doubt.
Yeah. So what do we got next? Mailbag, and then we're wrapping it up, or
yeah, we'll hop right into the mailbag. Let's see.
Yeah,
what do you?
We got serious for a minute there, but I think that was a good talk though. That's something important. To get into, every here and there, we'll get serious here.
When you know ball, you have to sometimes.
Yeah, right. We don't have
nitty-gritty.
Our hands are tied. We know ball. We didn't have a fucking choice.
Twist my arm.
We'll be reaching out to Jamarcus Russell's team to get him on the podcast, so don't you guys worry.
Yeah, I know.
Right after Kyle Rittenhouse.
Right after. All right, first question for you guys: would a team of Jaylen Browns be better than a team of a better team than the Cleveland Browns?
So my first question here would be: do we have any intel on Jaylen Brown's masseuse history? Is he an avid, perhaps some may say serial harasser of massage therapists? How many appointments does he have on the docket? Do we have that information at all?
I would just like to know. Brown. I would like to know if Jaylen Brown has less than 66, particularly.
Yeah.
That's just a random number. That's
65, fine by me, brother. Do your thing. But 66,
would Jaylen Browns be better than the
Cleveland
Browns?
I'm assuming on the football field.
I'm taking Jaylen Browns 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
For just one, Jaylen Brown's got that dog in him. We didn't talk about that earlier. Jaylen Brown 100% has that dog in him.
Oh yeah.
I'm very out on the clip. I apologize to any Browns fans. I know I was going back and forth with some Browns fans on Twitter. I feel for Browns fans very much, but I'm very out on the Cleveland Browns in every way, shape, and form. So Jalen's Browns all the way.
Yeah, 6'7", 223. I mean, that's a guy you can put out wide. That's a guy who's a tall quarterback. That's a guy who can get in the trenches. That's a guy who, as Fab mentioned before, has that dog in him. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the Jalen's Browns as well.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I didn't realize those are his dimensions. That's like the perfect dimensions for like a question like this.
Dude, one thing that like still fucks my mind to this day, I saw a picture earlier this season of the Warriors are playing the Cavs, and Steph Curry dapped up Myles Garrett, and they were literally like eye to eye.
Yeah, that's
like
when you see
Steph Curry, you think is like the puniest guy ever. He's
basketball.
like 6'3", 200. He's like eye to eye with Myles Garrett, who we think is like a superhuman. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, you think is a relatively little guy in the NBA. He would be the biggest dude on the field in between those sidelines in the NFL.
That's actually crazy, but great question there from Midwestern.
Jalen DK Metcalf Brown.
Wait, before we move on, let me ask you guys this: if you're head coach in the NFL and Jaylen Brown walks into your
head coach of the NFL,
head coach in the NFL,
okay,
where are you putting Jaylen Brown on the football field?
Either a 3-4 edge rusher or a tight, athletic vertical threat tight end. Personally,
that's what I was going to go with, like an inline tight end, like the new age tight end. He's got to bulk up a little bit, but like he's got enough.
223 cat. I don't know. That might be a good weight.
I'm good with it. It's like, can LeBron play tight end in the NFL? Fuck that. We're talking Jaylen Brown. He can play tight end in the NFL.
Okay, I like that. I agree. I like tight end Jaylen Brown. I mean, he's a monster. His jumping ability is something that's very slept on. Like Jaylen Brown is stupid athletic.
What about like a strong safety, like Cam Chancellor or something, like hopping the line, just some straight line speed there, can move side to side.
Because he'd be so much taller than everybody, but he's quick. Like I think you're onto something there. Absolutely.
That's a great question. We got another one up next from our friend Captain Ferdinand. Would you rather eat a basketball once in your life or be a basketball for the rest of your life?
I think pretty obviously is eat the basketball here, just because I like being a dude and not an inanimate mound of leather and air. But
if I'm a ball, if I choose being the ball, would I know that I'm a ball? Like would I have a conscience?
Would you know ball if you were a ball?
So yeah, I was just gonna say, so they say true knowledge is knowledge of oneself. Mm-hmm. So if I become a ball, I would therefore know ball on a deeper ethereal plane than any of you, because I would have lived ball at that point. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing pulling me to being the basketball. But like I said, becoming an inanimate object for various reasons is not something that appeals to me too heavily. I think you just sit down with your fork and knife, you eat it like a well-done steak, and that's what I'm leaning towards. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Mir. You got something here?
I think like my biggest fear now, it used to be bridges. Now it's becoming a basketball or having my soul or something put into a basketball and just like being forgotten about in the back corner of like a shitty Midwestern YMCA gym's closet.
Okay, what reason was there to bring the Midwest into that?
Sorry, it's all right.
How did the Midwest factor into that at all? I think you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing there, you little shit.
I just know a lot of stats about the YMCAs, and the Midwest has notoriously not great YMCAs. I'm sorry, it's not a shot.
That felt personal.
And we just got a question from Midwestern Uncle too.
Oh yeah, I think my subconscious is like putting in overtime right now.
shout out Midwestern Uncle though. He's an absolute goat. I had the same sort of train of thought because I have like 5 or 6 basketballs in my garage that are like flat that are just never probably going to get touched ever again. So like if
you can relate to that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But if I'm being turned into like a random basketball, there's a pretty good chance that you're just gonna end up being a basketball that's like has a hole in it and is never gonna be played with again. But I wanted to go more into like eating the basketball. Like obviously you're not gonna eat, like you'd have to take the air out of it, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
if you took a bite out of it, you would just drop air.
Right? I don't think you can eat air as far as.
Right. Well, yeah. Obviously, you couldn't like put a basketball in your mouth, but like, would you like?
I mean, it's leather. It's well done jerky. At a certain point, it's got to be edible.
Yeah, but you'd probably put it in the oven, right? Like you salt, pepper.
I think you throw it on the grill, you season it a little bit, you get the juices flowing.
Maybe some Old Bay seasoning on it or something.
See, I'd use it as a seasoning. I think I'd let it be a slow burn, like get rid of it over time, like grate it up or something. Like throw some of my mashed potatoes. Like I want to put some pepper on something. The basketball is about the same thing, Just shred a little bit of that. Eventually, you get through it.
It's actually this is crazy. When I was in like elementary school and we would play basketball at recess. And like once you come in from recess after playing basketball, your hands are like covered in like fucking dirt and shit. Yeah. There were kids who would like it would be a routine, like they would enjoy going out and playing basketball, and then after recess, like part of their snack, they would just lick like everything off of their hands, and it would be like a nice salty fucking like dessert or something like after recess. It's fucking weird, man.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
about. There's kids that would just like suck down their fingers and shit after gym class. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, fucking weird. And I like the idea of taking like a cheese grater to a basketball, and like shaving the basketball onto whatever you're eating.
Like that's a big flavor. Like that's a good seasoning. It can enhance something, a little bit of it. You'll eventually get through it.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. That's a good question, Captain Ferd.
Absolutely. All right. We got another eating basketball related question here from Scummers. How many licks to the center of a basketball? I've thought about this one pretty heavily.
There's not really a center of a basketball though. It's just like an outside and it's just air.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't think there's any way that you could lick a basketball so many times that it would.
Yeah, I don't think saliva is doing anything to.
I mean, if you get Nancy Reagan, maybe she could eventually get there, but like you'd have to lick for like a long time.
Yeah.
That
you could get.
Yeah, you got a lot of experience licking for a long time until she gets there, Fab.
No, I'm talking Nancy. Like if we got Nancy Reagan, like she could probably lick to the center of a basketball.
Yeah, I think you got to remember saliva is a finite thing. We can only produce so much of it. As hydrated as you want to stay, I just don't think there's enough, acids or whatnot in our saliva to break that down. So whatever the number is, I'm hammering the over, is what I'm saying here.
If you talk, like, what is the definition of the center of a basketball? Are you just popping it, like, and then you're basically in the center because, like, it's just air, like we've previously stated? I know, little known fact, middle of a basketball is air. We know ball, but do you just have to like take it all down? Like, do you have to lick away the entire basketball, or is it just you pop it, you're basically at the center?
That's I mean, and the type of basketball too is because like if you're working with an outdoor ball versus an indoor ball, like it's totally different.
Right.
I
a
think
little more seasoning on those outdoor balls, so to speak.
I think you'd have
like those kids licking their hands.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Which I going back to that, you guys acted like that was a totally normal thing.
That's a normal thing.
There was never anyone licking their hands at Catholic school. At Catholic school,
yeah,
Father John
at
Catholic school, Father John would lick our hands clean for us. So I don't
there
know
you
what
go.
you guys are doing.
Father John enjoyed it.
All right. So you should go outside tomorrow, shoot around for like an hour, come back in, and just
like a little.
Just go to town.
Yeah, that's your reward, your snack for shooting around for a little bit. Let me know what you think.
Well, my right hand's taking care of me enough. Might as well return the favor.
There you go. Yeah, next episode we're
might
gonna
need
get
to cut that one.
We're gonna get a basketball
might need to cut
hand
that
seasoning.
joke here. I don't know if I want that joke out on the airway.
We're keeping it. We'll keep
that in.
That was a good one though. Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question, Scummers.
That was a great question. Shout out to Scummer. Shout out everyone who submitted questions. This one, personally, my favorite. If you could be a natural disaster, which one would you want to be?
I saw this answer. I saw this question. I put a lot of thought into my answer, and I got one queued up. So
I also have one too.
Okay, so me personally, I'm a multi-tool player. I'm a threat from multiple aspects of the game, whether that's podcasting, whether that's tweeting, whether that's being tall and handsome. So I would have to choose an earthquake because the earthquake is the root cause of a lot of other natural disasters.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Tsunamis, avalanches, etc. Whatever. An earthquake can hit you from anywhere in the field. You're never safe around an earthquake. And you got to think about it. Tectonic plates are the offensive linemen of our planet. They're the ones doing the dirty work. They're the ones keeping everything going, rotating. I think tectonic plates are sick. Mm-hmm. They're shifting. They're moving. They're the cause of earthquakes. Earthquakes are the cause of a lot of different things. So when you're a threat from so many different assets and facets of the game, earthquake was a clear choice for me. Would you guys agree with that?
That's an incredible choice. I didn't even think about how it causes volcano eruptions. You brought up tsunamis. Like it causes mine, but I'll save mine because I know Fab's ready to roll too.
And also just like in growing up in the Midwest, which MereKat was so eager to slander earlier, like tornadoes were like the big the only natural disaster threat for us. So like. And we never really took tornadoes seriously. Like if there was ever a tornado warning, we'd go on our porch and hope we'd actually get to see one. Didn't really seem like a huge threat. Just the concept of the earth, the ground beneath you shaking and having nothing to do about it. That's the most terrifying natural disaster to me.
I don't even want to answer now. I don't want to answer mine now because I was gonna say tornadoes. Just because. Oh, so I put a little bit of thought into this. I didn't put as much thought into it as I should have, but shortly after I saw this question, I saw there was a video of a tornado. Somebody was literally on their porch as a tornado was right.
I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that.
It was if the tornado is not going left or right and it's getting bigger, that means it's coming toward you.
Yeah. I saw that. I just thought that was fucking nuts. And where I live, tornadoes don't really exist. Mm-hmm. So I would have chosen tornadoes just because
growing up. As a Midwest kid, there was probably 30 tornado warnings, and there was only one time where we were legitimately concerned enough to actually go in the basement. Me and my mom, we would always go post up on the porch and watch all the high winds and try to see if we could actually catch a tornado. It was not a huge fear, even if there was a tornado warning.
How long do they usually go for? How long does a tornado last? You know?
I think they vary heavily.
Yeah,
right?
Heavily varies. Like I said, only one has ever touched down in my town, and it did very minimal damage. Mm-hmm. So the warnings would usually last for an hour or two. So yeah, anywhere. Yeah, they're not a long lasting hurricane type deal where it's going to be a multi-day affair. But when they are bad,
imagine
like
tornadoes that lasted just days, just like
Oh my God.
traversing like the country.
I was gonna say when they are bad, like they might be short, but they do a lot of fucking damage, bro.
Yeah, that shit's wild. Like I've always wanted to just like see like a giant tornado up close because that shit is just wild how it happens. Not a bad choice, Fab. It's hard to live up to Rick's. Mine doesn't. I thought about going like avalanche or something, snow, buffalo, all that. But I'm going mudslide. It's like the opposite of it. Mudslides are so underrated. Mudslides fuck up so much shit. Like they'll just wipe away an entire village in an instant. They'll close down highways and shit for like months. They'll just you get caught in a mudslide like avalanche. You probably might be able to dig yourself out. It's snow and shit. Like mudslide. It is just like thick
like that.
dirt and mud and shit. Like you're in a mudslide.
That's an outside the box answer for sure.
I like that.
So underrated, but caused by earthquakes, I'm pretty sure, like something like that,
Yeah, they are.
But mudslides is also like houses. You see all those houses that are like right on beach sides where like the house will just collapse. Is that a mudslide too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like how most like that's what like all the like cliffside like highways and shit, like whether it's like Grand Canyon or California and stuff, they get closed by mudslides. When I was in California, one was closed from a mudslide.
That's fucking nuts. I honestly never, like, if I went through all the natural disasters, I would have even thought of mudslides. That's a good answer.
They have highways where they're like prevalent out west there, where like it'll be like wall, like mountainy kind of on the sides, but there's literally like netting all along the whole mountain side, like put in by like the highway system because to like prevent mudslides and shit.
That's a good one. I like that actually. I think tornadoes was a really bad answer looking back at it. Fuck.
Tornadoes is sick, bro. I remember like a tornado like ride at Disney or something, like simulator. I don't know, but that shit was wild, and I was always like, tornadoes, dope.
I know what you're talking about. Tornadoes are kind of a flash in the pan, though. Thinking about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a small splash damage area. You know what I mean?
They're the Jordan Poole of natural disasters.
That's a good comp.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right,
we got any more?
We got two more questions left. This one from our good friend Coach. A serious question because we know ball coach needs to
realist of the real.
What's going on with the Utah Jazz? He was talking about, Quinn Snyder leaving, rejecting $40 million. They have 2 all-star players. Why is he not staying? Are the Jazz just fucked? One, to
answer your question, yes, they are fucked. And 2, I think the root cause of that is those 2 all-stars players you mentioned are completely fraudulent. I don't think Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert is a player you can build a championship team around. I went in this rant in game 1. I think Rudy Gobert is the definite. Look up fraudulent in the dictionary. It's a picture of our pal Gobert. I don't know what the future looks like for the Jazz. They just lost their coach. I don't think there's any they're building the right way, but there's no assets there to build around. There's no franchise players. I don't think Donovan Mitchell or Rudy Gobert are that guy. I don't think either of the aforementioned players got that dog in them. And I don't know, do you tear it all down? Clearly there's some strife in the locker room. There might not even be an opportunity to run it back, even if you wanted to. I got no idea what the Jazz do from here. I think they're boned. I'm sorry, Coach. I love you, but yeah.
I agree with everything Rick said. I think I forget. I can't remember for the life of me the name of the dude, but he said, "Take it easy on my Jazz." We're doing our best, but to me, the only redeeming quality that the Utah Jazz had was Joe Ingles because he's a likable guy who is no longer on the Utah Jazz. You have guys that can play. I mean, Jordan Clarkson can play. He's old. You got Bogdanovich. He can play. He's old. These aren't guys you're going to build a team around. I think something that's promising is you have Danny Ainge, who obviously built the Celtics team, who we talked about. He drafted all of these guys who are currently producing in the finals. So that's something that's positive. About the Jazz, but I go back to the Quinn Snyder, talking about Quinn Snyder. I know Rick said the 2 all-stars or supers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they both suck. Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. somebody because they don't like each other, but somebody asked Quinn Snyder about them, like the rift between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, and he was like, "Oh, well, I mean, sometimes they sit together and they have lunch together. like none of these guys like each other. Just the whole dynamic of the Utah Jazz. It's just kind of I feel like everybody, including the fans, knew going into this postseason that it wasn't. I mean, they weren't a threat to win anything. Like there's so much that has to happen there for them to be like a contender.
And the toughest part about it is you're never going to convince a big name free agent to come to Salt Lake City willingly. Like all you can do is exactly what the Jazz have done. Like hopefully draft the right guys and hopefully put the good supporting cast around them. And they have done that. Like you said, Ingles, when he was there, was a great guy. Bogdanovich, what's their who's more guys they have up at the bench? Hassan Whiteside, Spellin Gobert has been great.
Michael Conley.
Mike Conley. Who's that one guy who used to be super injured but had a resurgence with
I can't even fucking.
He used to be on the Trailblazers. I'm gonna look this up because it's gonna annoy me.
The Utah Jazz roster is just escaping my brain entirely.
Yeah, Juancho Hernan Gomez.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Anti-Juancho Hernan Gomez podcast, Pro-LIV.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Was it Gary Trent Jr.? Is that who I'm thinking of who used to be on the Jazz?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
he was on Portland, right?
Yeah, but he's in
he went straight from Portland. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna just pull up the Jazz roster here.
He's not on the roster currently. Okay, but not somebody to get harped on. But yeah, like you said, they've built everything the right way as far as they could in Salt Lake City, and the two guys that they had hoped to draft and develop into being franchise guys, they just aren't that. And that's all you can keep doing is maybe trade them for assets and hope you land on the next draft pick because it's Utah. That's the best you can do. You're not going to sign a max deal free agent ever in your franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the roster right now. I mean, they have there's no really young guys to build around here. I mean, you got guys like Rudy Gay, Mike Conley, these are dudes that are past their prime. You kind of what you're getting with them. They're not going to give you much more than what they're giving you. They're probably going to give you less than what they gave you because they're on a decline. I mean, you got Eric Pascal is your most promising prospect here, which is
he's not even your own prospect. You had to acquire him. The Jazz just don't draft well. They haven't had a good draft pick since Donovan Mitchell, and you guys said it. He's not a superstar. Superstars, aren't shooting 44 and 36 splits and turning the ball over like he does, and not being able to be relied upon in the last minute of a game when you're down two. He's just not that guy. He's a good compliment piece, I think, if you keep him under control, because the dude gets reckless. He's not a good decision maker. And then Rudy Gobert, he created COVID. Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, Donovan Mitchell cannot be your premier guy. But if I'm a Jazz fan right now, you just have to put your faith in Danny Ainge at this point, because he's shown that he can draft a team. Obviously, the team he's drafted is in the NBA Finals, so you just really got to hang your hat on that and just.
I just hope I get 5 first-round. I just hope I get 5 first-round picks for those two guys, and I hope I let Danny Ainge cook something with it.
Yeah, I mean, you have a guy that's capable of building a team, so I mean, you have more to show than a lot of teams in the league. So I mean, you're not the fucking Magic, at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just can't you gotta lower your expectations, I think, if you're a Jazz fan.
Next question, what we got?
All right, this is the final question, maybe the best one of the night. Shout out to John Fanta Group for this one. Better defender, Marcus Smart or Isaiah Thomas with a gun?
And the
gun can be used to, shoot the ball for blocks and such.
But you can't shoot the player.
The spelling may already have answered my question here, but just to clarify, this is Celtics Isaiah Thomas, the new 5'9" guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not the potentially the best IU Hoosier in Hoosier history, Isaiah Thomas, because I have to ride with that guy for life. Okay.
Yeah.
So 5'9" Isaiah.
Short Isaiah.
I guess I would have to know how many rounds are in the gun and what kind of
is it like
the
a
volume and
clips.
rate of fire he's got. Yeah,
I think it's like standard magazines, but he has multiple clips.
Listen,
he hits the
I've
bench,
never-
he can reload, but he can't shoot the players.
I don't know what standard clips means. I grew up in a redneck town. I've never shot a gun.
I'm guessing. I don't know, like 10.
Okay.
Let's say 10 bullets.
8?
We'll say
Yeah,
10 bullets.
10. And is that like pew 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 pew, or is that like pew pew?
I think it's pew.
Okay.
Pew.
So
like
I would give Marcus a chance there then.
Yeah.
Well,
Even if you can't shoot people, you can scare them with it.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's it called? The fucking thing where you go shooting and you shoot the things that are moving and you fucking the discs.
Skeet shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that has to be fucking hard. Like how shooting a moving basketball? That's not easy. I think I'm taking Marcus.
Well, do you shoot the basketball or do you shoot the guy that's holding the basketball? And
no, that would be a foul if you shot the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Shooting the
also
players
a crime?
Well, actually though, but if you shoot, you could say. I mean, say I'm
Is
guarding
this a
Steph
purge?
Curry.
Is this a purge scenario where he's free to commit second or third degree murder on the court, or is he shooting the ball?
No,
I think Miles Garrett cleared that up for us. What happens on the court, what happens on the field, it's legal.
It wouldn't be a murder.
That was assault. That wasn't manslaughter / murder.
It wouldn't be a murder. It would just be a shooting foul. But the thing is, though, if Isaiah Thomas is guarding, or if he's guarding Steph Curry, all you have to do is shoot him once, and you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. You'll take the foul.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean, you take the foul, I guess. There. Oh my god!
He said shooting foul.
Yeah, that one sent me.
That wasn't intentional either. That's crazy. That was a good one. No, I mean you get 6 fouls, bro. You shoot the top 6 guys. I mean, you foul out of the game. You no longer have no longer have your guy with the gun, but the other team doesn't have their 6 best players because you shot them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so if I'm going to put myself in the position of the coach of whoever I'm coaching Isaiah Thomas with the gun. I'm just telling him to shoot their 6 best players, foul out of the game in the first quarter within the first 2 minutes. Just boom, 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 and then you probably win. You know what I mean?
I can't argue against that logic. I was going to argue for Marcus Smart, but nope, it's not happening. Yeah.
But I mean,
shooting foul ended that argument.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question, though. I've seen that like over the years as the Reddit question. That's like an all-time NBA hypothetical.
Yeah, because if we're taking shooting people completely out of it, just like shooting the ball isn't easy. But you can just like shoot the gun in the air, like when you yell like something when somebody's about to swing a golf club. Like you shoot a gun when they're about to shoot, they're probably gonna miss.
Right? Yeah, that too. Exactly. I just realized how Rick's eyes are so fucking blue. They literally match your shirt. Like they're as blue as your shirt.
Shit.
As you were getting close to the screen right there.
Oh,
that's crazy. Look at him.
Holy fuck! He's wearing contacts. Eye color.
No, I'm just a Swede, bro.
That's crazy. The Arian Foster hosting this podcast.
Pause.
We're off the rails, folks.
We got anything else? I gotta piss so bad, man.
No, that does it for the grab bag. That does it for the topics.
What do we got? Hour 30?
Hour 30.
There's no shame in an hour 30.
Like, I'm still blown away. Rick is Eastern time zone. I can't believe that for some reason.
I'm sorry to break the news to you, fella.
I don't know why that's so shocking to me.
So is this going to go out overnight and it'll be ready in the morning, or how are we doing this?
So we will have it up on YouTube at some point in the morning. I gotta edit it tonight, export it.
I don't even think we need to edit. Let's just do this thing raw.
Just throw it in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even like end the podcast. We're just...
Should I go? Should I go piss now?
This is episode 2 of the Rick and Fab pod. Thank you all for tuning in. Fab is gonna go pee right now. He'll be back episode 3 if we make it that far. If producer Mir doesn't get sick of our shit by then. Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye. Love you guys.
Like, subscribe, comment,
leave a 5-star review now that we're on Spotify.
We have big time sponsors. You guys know the promo code. You know where to go.
Martin.
We have to make them happy.
RICKANDFAB.
All right, that does it. See you guys.
Hey, it's Rick and Fab. Huh? It's Rick and Fab. What? It's Rick and Fab. It's Rick and Fab breaking balls. Takes me off the walls. Talking all that shit that make you wanna get involved. They no ball. Rick and Fab no ball. Look, when you wanna talk ball, tell me who you call. I know it's Rick and Fab. Rick and Fab got it all. They no ball. Look, Rick and Fab no ball. Yeah.